Well, it's early in the morning here. We're at the northwest shore area of Salton Sea near 81st Avenue. We're getting ready to do a 7-mile walk from further south from Basecamp-West, and we're just marking the area so that we can find our exit. It's a little unusual today for me because it's a bit cool. Temperature's about 60 degrees, which is about 40 degrees lower than I'm used to walking in. But we're hoping it'll warm up to 70 or 75 before the walk is done. Today I'm not walking alone. I've got some friends from, I've got Carrie and Giovanni from Ecomedia Compass, and of course Blake, the producer of the film about Salton Sea. Thanks for coming along, guys. Looks like it'll be a nice, pretty day eventually for a good walk.
Adventure!
Yeah. So let's head down to base camp and get started.
All right.
Well, we just crossed the halfway mark, about 3.5 miles out of today's 7-mile walk. We're just north of Desert Shores. We met a couple of nice people in Desert Shores as we were walking through the streets, had a nice talk with them. It's still pretty cold and cloudy. It's probably only about 65 degrees. Felt like it was going to rain, but looking pretty nice. Looks like the rest of the walk will be pretty easy. We've got a few water crossings in front of us that we haven't reached yet. We're going to have to take our shoes and socks off and walk through some canals. So that'll be fun. We're about 500 yards from shore. Came across this gem, stranded on the beach. Carrie's going to give it a drive. See if you can start it, Carrie. This Sun Runner. You can see how far we are from the shore. That's the water, several hundred yards away. In not too bad a shape.
Yeah, the hole's good.
Considering, yeah, the hull is intact. Now we're coming up on our first water crossing. On the maps, the satellite imagery, it looks like it's a huge canal. So let's go have a peek and see what it looks like. Well, we're walking up on the water crossing now. I think we're in the water crossing now. As you can see, even though it just rained a day ago, this is not much of a water crossing. So this is good news, at least for right now. We don't have to get our feet wet. But the map shows 3 or 4 other canals and crossings in the next mile or two. So we'll go check those out. This is the second water crossing. Looks like the leftovers of some potted plants here. That's a first. Haven't seen out on the beaches. And here's our crossing. And there is running water.
I'm gonna get a little water shot.
But it's only about 3 feet wide. So this will be a piece of cake. Well, so far this water crossing does not look very treacherous. I think I'm walking into the deepest section of it now. And here we are at the water crossing. Again, a little bit of water, but we can hop right over it, hopefully. It's a few feet wide. All right, one of the last water crossings, and this one actually is a crossing. with water, yet someone was kind enough to build us a bridge. And Blake has put his life on the line to prove that it is actually safe to cross. Is it safe to cross, Blake?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we're coming up on the last water crossing, just half a mile or so or less from where we're going to walk back up to the street. And this actually is a real water crossing this time. Blake is going to give it a try. He made it! And now I'll give it a try. Well, I made it home. Today we walked from our Basecamp-West, which is just south of Desert Shores, all the way north to 81st Avenue. It was about 7 miles. It was a great walk. It was an easy walk. It was, I don't think it broke 70 degrees. It was pretty cool. The shore conditions were great. There was hardly any mud, very little barnacles. It was a really easy walk. We met some really nice people, a couple of people in Desert Shores. We had a good long chat with some really great people that lived there. It was just a great day. It was a little cold. It was a bit chilly for my taste, but we still had a great day. So I'm back home in my office now, and as you can see behind me, I have my big map of Salton Sea that I use to keep track of all the places that I've mapped out and any hazards and stuff. Now for the actual tracking and mapping and all of the routes and all the technical stuff, we have an electronic version of the map that I use that I can share with the rest of my team. But this map is what I go to when I want a quick, simple overview of how much I've mapped and what I've got left to map. And every time I finish a mission, a mapping or scouting mission, I come in and I get my green pen and I mark the section of shoreline for the mission that I completed, so I can see if it's green. Basically it means I've walked it and I'm familiar with the area, and what's not greened in yet is where I still need to walk. So today I completed this section. So I very happily just lined in 7 miles of shoreline in green. Green is good. And hopefully you can see, I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but I have got now, and this is getting really exciting, because I've got now from the Navy base, which is here, this is Highway 86 running right about there where I'm showing the pen. I've got from Navy base all the way north, all the way up to 81st Avenue I have stepped on, I have walked on. I've got a little gap of about a mile that I still need to check out, and I've got another gap here that I need to check out. That's at the near the Whitewater River. And then I've got all of this area all the way down through North Shore area, basically through Bombay Beach, all the way down to Nyland Green, which means I have walked that, most of it during the summer. I've got a little section here near Mullet Island, from Mullet Island to the Alamo River, and then the Sunny Bono area also that I have walked. So after I hit these little, just a couple mile stretches up here, got about a 10-mile stretch from the Sunny Bono Refuge area back up to the Navy base, and this stretch in the Worcester area near 111, that's probably the biggest stretch, and then another area here that I've left, still have to walk and map. But basically, with that little stretch of green, that 7 miles that I just marked off happily right now, I've got a huge percentage of the shoreline that I have actually mapped out and set foot on. Actually walked on all of that shoreline, I'm guessing 80% or more. I will have these small sections up at the northern areas. I'm going to have those completed by the end of December, by the end of 2014, just in the next couple of weeks. Shortly after that, I'm going to hit that Worcester area and this area near Red Hill and Sunny Bono, and that last little stretch down there, and I will have then completed all of my mapping missions, which I estimate I should have complete by March or so, if not sooner. I think when we do these sections in the Worcester area, we're going to be having another overnight trip where I actually spend 2 or 3 nights and do a couple of 10 or 20 mile test walks. That'll probably be in March, and that's when I'm going to finish it up. So I'm really excited that basically my mapping missions are almost complete. When I started the mapping missions in April, it seemed like it would take forever, 116 miles at a few, drive down, do 5 or 10 miles, drive home. I thought it would take forever, but I'm almost done. So keep watching for updates. After the mapping is complete in April, the big event, the actual walk around Salton Sea, starts on June 9th of 2015. That's going to take 6 days. That's the big event, and that's what all this planning and all these scouting missions, that's what it's all about, is the big event. So stay tuned.
I know you were hoping for me to slip. Oh.